Okay, welcome back. My name is Emil and you're watching a JCM800 today. Well, it's actually not a JCM800 anymore. This is my prototype amp that I've actually built over the last few months. So I want to share this with you today. It is basically the essence of all my amp testing and reading schematics and researching and all that stuff. It came down to this amp, and this is the first amp that I've ever built. I've modded amps before and I've worked on them, repaired them and stuff, but I've never built my own, basically my own circuit. So this is a combination of everything I like, basically, and I want to share it with you today. Okay, so this is obviously based on a combo JCM800. I have a build video that I released a couple of days ago, going in depth, showing all the components and stuff and schematics. You can check that out, link is in the description below. But in this video, I just want to play it for you, give you some examples what it can do. One thing that I really wanted it to be able to do was to play at low volumes and sound really good. Sound like a pushed plexi power amp distortion at very low volumes. Very few amps that I've owned over the last few years have been able to give me that. So I'm really happy how this turned out in that sense, because it's really cool at low volumes. I'm gonna be playing today at like the master volume at almost nothing, to give you like a room type of volume, sound, tone, I meant. All right, so the design of this amp, I'm basing it on a JCM800, but it has nothing to do with that circuitry. I ripped everything out, leaving just the transformers, chassis, tube sockets, basically. It has a new point-to-point board in it, and the preamp design, which is the interesting part here in this build, is composed out of like hundreds, thousands hours of researching amps that I like, how they did it, and combining elements from different amps. Also doing my own testing. I spent like a week just trying this resistor with that capacitor and just switching everything around till I found the right one for me. This is voiced after my lead playing style. This is exactly what I want for leads like this. But it can do so much more. The rhythm part is, the rhythm sounds are quite cool also. You can get heavy, although this is a fairly loose, like spongy amplifier. You can get heavy, tight rhythm stuff too. It is voiced very bright, because I like that. And yeah, it has this massive tone, like a meaty tube. I mean, I'm using a ton of distortion right now, but if you dial that down, it can be a great chunky blues amplifier also. So it's very versatile, and this is, like I said, very low volumes. This is master volume set at below 1. Okay, so in my research process, I discovered some things and I borrowed some things from designers. I'm using 4 gain stages in this amp, so 2 more than your stock plexi, basically. I also add clipping diodes, so that counts like the 5th gain stage, I guess. So it has a lot of gain, and I had a viewer that commented on my previous video, he told me, and it was very interesting. So a shout out to Mike here. He's been an amp tech longer than I've been alive, basically. He told me, and it made sense. If you have an even number of gain stage, that basically gives you the signal in phase from what you're playing, because every gain stage flips the phase. So that was part of the magic, I guess, in the 60s and 70s, when you had these all the Fender amps, the Bassmans, the Tweed basically, and then the Plexi JTM. It had usually 2 gain stage, so the phase was correct with what you're playing. And then in the 80s, the late 70s, the JCM800 came, and it introduced another gain stage for more distortion, so a third one, and that would flip the phase out of phase from what you're playing. I mean, it isn't really a big deal because you don't have a reference. You know, if you're playing both sounds, the in phase and out of phase, it will cancel each other out, basically. So it made sense when he said, if you have an even number of gain stage, it will basically make it feel just a little bit better, and in the room, because what you're playing is vibrating, like you can really feel it, and if the sound that's coming out of the speaker is the opposite phase, it will maybe feel weird. I mean, of course the sound is, you're gonna hear the sound fine, it's gonna sound great, but it's all those little things that adds up and yeah, make it a whole. So this amp, I have 4 gain stages, like I said, and it's an even number. So I really, and it makes sense because I play this amp very, very low. I can play this at whisper quiet volumes, like late night bedroom, and it feels great. It sounds great. I think that has a little bit to do with it, because then I can hear the pick attack when I play that low, and yeah. So yeah, so thanks Mike for that explanation. I hope I didn't screw that up, but anyway, let's look at the options, the controls I have here. I'm running, this will become a long video, I realize. Anyways, I have a channel switch. So from a stock Plexi, 2 gain stages to my 4 gain stage overdrive sound. So basically a Plexi. Let me turn off everything in the effects loop. I have an analog delay there that I built myself, and also a compressor that's boosting. I'm using as a clean boost. It's not compressing a whole lot. It's just adding a little boost. So everything off, and let's see. So this is basically my clean channel. It's a stock 68-ish, late 60s Plexi sound, just 2 gain stages, and it reacts very well. If you push the master volume, it becomes basically a Plexi. Right now, at low volumes, it's my clean sound. Cool. Over here, I have a bright switch, but it does more than just introduce a bright switch. It's actually 2 different bright switches, and it also changes the bypass capacitor value. So it acts like a high pass filter also, and also introduce a brighter bright cap, more aggressive bright cap. So and it's also gonna affect the gain just a little bit, because you're messing with the bias of the gain of the tube. So yeah, stock. The first gain control here sits in between the first and the second tube, which is biased warm. I like the first 2 gain stages to be warm, because it gives me this great attack and feel when I'm playing. With just those 2, it wasn't really enough to give me what I wanted, so I introduced a 3rd gain stage after that. which is controlled by this knob here. This is basically sits in front of the third gain stage. That stage is biased very, very cold. It is called a cold clipper, and it was common used in the JCM800. Mike Soldano of the SLO100 made it very popular with a really high cold clipper. So this is a value that I came up with. It's somewhere in between, and it gives me that extra. I can almost say it gives me. This is the thing that gives me the pushed power tube sound on low volumes. So this is basically one of my tools to get that sound at low volumes. So right now in plexi mode, it won't do anything. But when I switch to the overdrive channel, it acts like the cold gain, and this, I call it the warm gain, basically. And I just threw in the delay there. Nothing in front, so this is all tube distortion. It's really cool. I like it basically just over halfway, and the warm gain just below half. And I like to push it with a my compressor pedal. Okay, let's move on. So what we have right now, I have the brightest setting here and the overdrive. I have a master volume that is very low right now. It can go up to, well, this is a 50 watt head, so it's really loud. And your regular plexi JCM tone stack, so treble, mid and bass, I have it set basically to in the middle right now for this video. It sounds pretty good. It sounds very good actually at that setting. Here I have a switch to take the tone stack out, which is a cool feature. I don't know if I really dig it that much, but it gives a little bit more volume and gain, and it becomes very mid-rangey. It might be cool for some applications. We have a presence control there, and this is the diode clipping. So this is with diode clipping and off. So let me show you that. On and off. It just gets a hair more saturated. Cool. On the back, I have a switch to take out the presence control, and this is really cool actually. It breaks the negative feedback loop. So it basically takes out the presence, and if I'm playing at loud volumes, I tend to take it out, so no presence. And at lower volumes, I use presence. Just makes it a bit more playable. So, and I also have a triode pentode switch on the back there, so it's basically a full half power switch. Right now it's running in full power. So let me give you some examples. I've played a little bit first. The clean channel, well, I'm not gonna show you that much. I've played a little bit, but it's in the overdrive channel, it happens. So see what the mid-range, the tone stack switching does. So this is with your tone stack, and this is without. So it basically turns it into a Fender Tweed from the late 50s. Well, it's very honky, and I don't know, it could be cool at some point. I don't know. I like it with the tone step. So let's boost this with the boost and get some delays going. And this is at really low volumes, so to get the feel, this all right. Cool. Let's see how it sounds with the gain just from the amp. So no boost. Let's get the delay going. Let me just... okay, so let's... Yeah, sounds just as good to my ears. One last test. Let's see if this amp can do this shugging thing. So let me just take the mid-range down just a little bit and raise the gain maybe 3/4. The warm gain is in the middle. Let's engage the boost and see what we can do. Yeah, pretty much. I'm, like I said, really happy with this amp. It has a ton of features. I was only touching on a few right now, but I hope you can hear basically the feel, and I'm really happy it turned out this way. It's far better than I could hope for. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm gonna play you one more song so you can hear this in the mix right now. And if you like this stuff, please like and subscribe. It really helps me doing more videos like this. And hopefully I'll be doing lots of more videos with this amp. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.